Hi everyone, Kira here with Polymer Clay TV today, and I'm not feeling so hot, so I'm just going to say hello from here, and I'm going to show you how to turn our newest mold-in stamp, which is the floral lace, into a really cool pair of earrings. We really love these because they're super flexible, you don't need a mold release, and they're deep enough to create a nice pattern, but they're shallow enough that you can do some really interesting things with them. So you can find this on our website, on the blog, in the shop at polymerclaytv.com. And I just want to remind you that if you come on over to Facebook, I'm going to run a little contest where you can win these for spreading the word about them. So come to Facebook and check us out. And check out polymerclayadventure.com because we've got something amazing coming up and we're releasing it in about 3 weeks. So really cool, you're not going to want to miss it. Come over to polymerclayadventure.com and sign up for the updates when we release this new wonderful thing. And let's get started. For this project we only need a few simple tools. I've got a teardrop shaped cutter, which I have several sets of graduated cutters, and this is the size that I like because of how it fits on this mold. I have this flower lace mold and stamp from polymerclaytv.com. I have a poker tool, which is my Etch and Pearl, which is a Sculpey product. It has a needle on one end and a little cup shape on the other. I've got some Inca Gold, which is a paste that I'm going to rub on to my project when it's finished. I've got Pearl-Ex, and the color I'm using is Antique Copper. I've got a soft brush for the Pearl-Ex, and this is a Utrecht brush, and it's made of squirrel hair. And I know I haven't talked about that in a long time. It's actually a watercolor brush, and it's very, very soft. And then I have a piece of conditioned clay. It's on a number 1 setting on my pasta machine, which is my thickest setting. And this is Primo Turquoise. So I'm going to move some things out of the way and show you how to make the molded part, which is super easy. So I'm just going to take my clay and my Pearl-Ex, and I'm going to coat it with the powder. A nice even coat. I'm going to use my brush to move it around and get it everywhere. Everywhere, speaking, big enough to be bigger than the cookie cutter. And then I'm just going to flip my mold over. I'm going to center the piece here where I know I'll get a whole part of this flower design over the clay. And I'm going to press real hard to get the clay up inside the mold. I'm using one hand to hold the mold in place and the other to press it. And because I'm using a Teflon sheet, I can pick this up and peel the clay right off. Okay. And then put it on my cookie cutter, put it on my tile for baking before I cut it out. So I'm going to try to cut it. This one's already baked, so I'm going to remove that from the tile. I'm going to put it so that I get a similar, equal shape cut out with this one. And then I'm going to poke a hole, because these are going to be earrings, in the same spot as the other one, which was up here in the near the top. And this one needs to be baked. And next I'm going to show you how to finish this one off. I'm so sorry, I forgot to show you the best tool in your polymer clay arsenal, which is actually an emery file. It's not even a clay tool at all. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to file off the raised bits after baking. And what I'm doing is I'm filing off the powder, and I'm not doing a perfect job of it, so it's going to look aged. And a little bit rough around the edges, which is fine. And you can do this as much or as little as you want until you have the effect that you want. And then I'm going to go back in with my Inca Gold, which is a paste that dries pretty much on contact. And I'm going to do the edges. Just use my finger to get it on there, to give the edge a finished look. And then I'm going to put little random dabs of that up onto the front of the piece. I don't want to cover the turquoise, but I do want to bring that new color that I just introduced into the front so that everything goes together. And now for a final effect, you can use glitter or a rhinestone. The center of these flowers and also these little circles around the top and around the bottoms are perfect sizes for some flat rhinestones to be stuck in there. That's probably what I'll do. Put a rhinestone in the middle and then put a jump ring or wire up the top and create a pair of earrings. To finish this off, we're going to need some wire, which I have a thin gauge. This is probably a 24 or a 26, and an earring finding and my pliers. So I just cut off a piece of wire with my nippers, and then what I did, it's pretty long, maybe 10 inches long, is I grabbed it in the middle and I used my round nose pliers to pull on it and create the center loop. Now that's not going to fit through the small hole that I made, so I'm just going to run it through from the back to the front using the ends of the wire. And then when I get down here, I'm just going to bend that up like that. And then I'm going to start wrapping it up and down, creating a not perfect wrap. I like to call this dirty wrapping, but wrapping it up till it gets to a point where I can cut off just the little end. And then the other one I'm going to wrap in the opposite direction, going over those wraps, making a nice thick tapered wrapped top. And that one I'm going to cut off in the back. I don't want the end showing in the front. And then I'm just going to open this with my flat nose pliers to the side and pop this on there. And then last but not least, I am going to add some self-stick glass gems right in the center of the flowers, and these are flat-backed. And I have my favorite tool for working with these is some fun tack on the end of an unsharpened pencil, so that I can just place those down in the hole where I want them and press them in. Oop. Oh, that one is not sticky. The sticky stayed on here. Hang on, the stick is sticking to the paper. Let me see if I can grab one, get the stick to come with it. If that doesn't happen, hold on one second, let me show you what glue I like to use. This is my favorite glue. It's Gorilla Super Glue. And for this you just need a teeny tiny little drop. And then we'll just stick that down in the hole where it goes. Give it a press. Just want to make sure that one's stuck, since it seemed, yeah, that one had the sticky on the back. Okay, so this is a super glue you can get at most stores, Gorilla Glue, my favorite for resticking stones that pop out. And there you go.